on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. Yes, yes, yes. We are going to Australia. We are moving to Australia. Today, I brought someone all the way from Australia just for you guys. She's going to be sharing this pathway on moving to Australia, getting a job from Nigeria, from Ghana, Uganda, whatever country that you are in. Believe me, you are in the best place today. Australia is in dire need of workers. Care assistants, are you in the plumbing field, construction workers, medicals, in all sectors, there's a lot of demand currently in the Australia workforce. So this video is not going to be so long. We're just going to go straight to the point, letting you know how to kickstart this journey, how to arrange your CV, present yourself, send an email to the employers, where to find them, and a lot more. Yes, we have Jane here, and she lives in Australia with her family. She's a Nigerian that lives in Australia with her family, and she's been there for so long. And I'm like, Mom, you need to come to this my channel and tell people how to do this. Tell them the secret on how you did this. You all know I have a lot of passion for what I do. And when I see informations like this that is going to help people out there, people all over the world, I don't like to hold it by myself or get keep. Now, over to you, Jane. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. Guys, I want you all to comment and say, Jane, welcome. Thank you for coming to Clara's channel. I'm going to be leaving the screen to you today. I'm going to be leaving the podium for you to talk because you live in Australia, definitely.
Yeah.
Way more than I do. I don't want to come and give half-baked information. I want you to give the full thing, like digest it, break it down for my viewers so that we can understand more better. In the meantime, guys, please hit that like button as usual. Let me know where you are watching from so we can greet each other. And if you're ready, ensure you're coming in with your notebook, you're coming in with your pen, as you would be needed to take, notes, right then. It is very important that will ease your relocation journey to Australia. Thank you once again, Jane. So let's just get started. Over to you. Today, it's
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Clara, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And so we're talking Australia today. I'm always excited to talk about Australia.
Yeah.
Because that's one great area. People know too much about UK, Canada, and so on. But when it comes to Australia, and Clara, I'm going to tell you this, and I need to tell everyone that Australia currently has the highest scam rate when it comes to visa and agents. Australia, because people don't know much about Australia. So they see agents that say, pay me, I'll give you Australians, that they were like, oh my goodness, so this is possible. They pay. And they think it's true, and it's never true, and it's always scam. All right. So today we want to talk about getting Australia visa and finding yourself in Australia. Okay. There are so many ways to come to Australia. I'm just going to say them briefly, but the one we're going to concentrate today is about the sponsorship visa. Okay. For my family, we didn't come here on sponsorship visa. We came here on permanent residence, straight from Africa. We were in South Africa, from South Africa to Australia on permanent resident. Now, I'm going to tell you, there have been Nigerians that come straight from Nigeria that have got permanent residence, like express entry.
Yeah.
We have it in Australia, okay? And people don't talk about this. And when you talk about it, people say it's not possible. But it's possible, it's there, it's still existing. That's one way to come to Australia, okay? Then there is temporary resident, which is also like express entry, but temporary one. You can come here, you don't need a job to come. If you can sponsor yourself, you come through that pathway. We're not talking about that one today. Now, there are so many other ways, but please don't come through visitor visa. That one is no. Australia is very hard on that one. It's not like Canada, okay? Then, and it's not like America where you can maneuver things and, keep going until further notice. It's not like that. You'll be useless. You won't be able to do anything here. Now, the big one we want to talk about today is sponsorship visa, okay? Visa 482, okay? Visa 482 is has the highest scam rate in Africa currently, okay? Because people know there is a work visa in Australia that is visa sponsored, and now they are using it as an opportunity to scam people, okay? But the thing is that everybody here today 90% of people watching this video today will tell you, oh, Australia visa is hard to get. But why? The only thing is because it has a process. You must follow that process. You cannot jump process. Okay. It's just like someone that said to people send me messages and tell me, agent has made this list and tell me, pay this, pay that, I'll give you a job visa. I will ask them, go and ask the agent, what is the code of the visa they're going to give you? All Australia visa has a code. The one we are talking today is visa 482 or visa 486. Visa 486 is a permanent resident, but it's sponsored by employer. So many people in the UK, Clara, are using that to come to Australia.
Wow.
Because, for example, if you're a nurse, you're a social worker, engineers, and so on, a company can sponsor you, and a carer, okay? Carers, but carer mostly, they're coming with 482, which I'm going to talk. 482 is a temporary resident visa that will give you up 2 or 3 years visa. But now the government has said if you work for 2 to 3 years, you will be qualified for permanent residence.
That's good.
Even as a carer. Okay, it's straightforward.
Wow.
Now, if you're a nurse, you find a sponsor here, you should be bargaining for permanent residence, which is visa sponsored, visa 186. Okay, so that when you're coming like a big girl, big boy, you know, you've really suffered for this profession. Like, you can't just be coming like a low level, you know, you need to bargain very well because you already have a international experience anyways. Why dare not to brag about? So you should sell yourself very well. However, for carers is 482, which is a temporary resident visa. And last year, Australia government brought out this visa for carers because carers, overseas trained carers, caregivers in Australia never had any visa pathway. Never. So last year, the government said, okay, we are adding them due to the scarcity of the workforce in aged cares and disability and so on. They said, okay, that was in May. We are adding them to this visa, okay? But their pathway is clear. Now, Clara, remember what I said before, that why people said Australia visa is hard to get is because they don't know the process. Now, agents will tell somebody, give them a list and mention that you will give them caregiver visa. Remember, I said it's a scam. Why is it a scam? When the government announced that visa, they said there is a process, and this is the process. First of all, the company that needs to employ overseas trained caregiver must have memorandum of understanding with the government. So the government have to take them and say, okay, you are free to bring them. Now, for you that is a carer that is from outside, you have a process. Your process is that you must do skill assessment. It's not sophisticated. This one is the easiest skill assessment.
Wow.
Because the requirement is either one of these two. You have a caregiver certificate that you obtain anywhere. But in that caregiver certificate, you must have at least 120 hours practical section. You know how you train and you have a practical section to it? Yes. So that is only the caregiver. So they don't have that one they do online, they call Florence something. They don't accept it. Okay. But some people that train in Nigeria in some establishments in Nigeria, they normally have the practical section. Okay. So some of them have gotten positive skill assessment. Now, is either you have that certificate or you have 12 years provable, 12 months. 12 months, that is 1 year provable experience in healthcare as a healthcare assistant. Okay, so it's easy. So a lot of people that have had that experience, they can prove it by showing, getting a reference and also showing their pay slip and so on. They can use it and forget about the certificate. Okay, so, and there are two companies. The other one is a nursing and midwifery accreditation council. The government mentioned it even when they release the visa. So the agent that is promising you this is not telling you there's going to be skill assessment, just telling you, pay me money, give me a copy of their
lies.
You see, that's why if you know the process, you will know it's a scam. You should be asking the agent, when are we doing skill assessment? What is the company that is going to employ me? Then you go and check, because we have the list of these companies. The government released them in the government website. Okay. But these things are not happening. They just say, give me this and I'll give you. But the thing is that most times you will get Australia visa by yourself than hoping on agents.
Hmm.
That is one thing. Most people that have succeeded, they
That's
did it
good.
themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the agents will postpone you. Sometimes they don't know the changes, they don't know the process. They will, and the thing is that Australia visa is one of those visa that when the agent is doing it for you, you're actually doing it for yourself because all the documentation and everything is coming from you. The
Mhm.
agent is just filing them, maybe correct them if they have time, and it goes on like that. They delay you and it keep going. Okay, so if you want to come to Australia as a caregiver, you need to do what? You need to do your skill assessment with either Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council or Australian Community Service Association. Okay, I made a video there on my channel for this. You can go and check them. It is clear cut. All they need is that they prove that you don't have that certificate or you have that experience, and you
Mhm.
give them your data page of your
Payslip.
passport.
Okay.
Yes, you bring two other supporting IDs like driver's license, name, or NIN or any other thing, and one that will have your picture in it.
Okay.
It's straightforward, but you need to pay them or you need to have money. It's not for free. I think it's about 500 Australian dollars,
Of
500 and
course.
something Australian dollars. It's big. So even though it's going to be visa sponsor, you need to get ready. So when people ask me and said, does it mean that when I do my skill assessment, I will get employer? The answer is no.
Hmm.
Because when you do the skill assessment, you're going to compete with others.
Of course.
So no one is going to hand you the job and say, take the job because you have. No. Even in the government website, they said doing the skill assessment does not guarantee you job. However, the thing is that the government said no one will employ you if you don't do the skill assessment. So
Hmm.
you're just getting yourself ready to search for job. That's the thing. Okay. So this is it. This is the way they said. And when I support people with skill assessment.
Yeah.
When I do it, and some people will tell me when I'm trying to correct their documentation and see loopholes in the dates, and you need to be careful with all these things because when they do skill assessment and notice there is discrepancy, our people sometimes don't regard all these dates and the discrepancies in date of certificates and your CV and everything. They will just say, people that went to UK, they didn't do all these things. I'm like, no, that is UK. This is Australia. I've seen people that have gone for skill assessment and they bar them for 5 years.
My goodness.
See someone that used a company. The person is not lying. He actually did he actually worked in this company, but he doesn't know that the company was not registered. So when they traced the company, they couldn't find the company in the country database of registered companies.
Hmm.
They couldn't trace it. So the person was barred for years not to do skill assessment. So these things, when you try to stop it, someone somewhere will tell you, but this is too much. People that went to UK, they were all people I know that went to UK, they were just using this certificate and they were going and going and going. He said, okay. So the thing is that you must follow the process. Now let's talk about the general job, because it's not only carers that are meant to travel abroad, though.
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. So construction workers, Australia also needs construction workers. I have a video on that too. The thing is that there is another scam going on construction workers. You must find a job. Tell the agent who is the company that is employing me.
Exactly,
Okay.
Jane. Let me just cut you there. You know, when I come here to make my videos, I don't like to sweet talk people. I like to give them the real thing, be it good or bad, bitter or sweet. I will just give you the truth. I always tell people when it comes to relocating abroad, it doesn't happen in a day. It's a process. And I like the fact on how we started this video, not just rushing and giving them names of employers, emails of employers, sending CV, but first of all, telling them the processes, the step-by-step measures, the jobs that are being needed there, certifications to acquire, what to do before showing them this employer. And I must really give you a big thumbs up for that. That is amazing. Like This is one
Yeah.
of my best live sessions thus far. So just 15 minutes into it, I'm already enjoying myself. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's even when I do my video too, I like to explain it very well. So maybe because I used to be a lecturer, I like to let people know the root of what they're getting themselves into. Because I noticed that when I release information like give name of company, they bring people focus on sending whatever they have. They can't even go and review their CV. They just go back, carry their CV and send. They don't even care whether that job they are qualified for it or not. Okay. So this is international job you are looking for. It's not gonna be easy. That's one thing you need to understand. You are not the only qualified person that is looking for this job. Not only from your whole country, the whole world. People from the whole world are looking for that job you are looking. You're gonna stand out for them to look at your CV. There is something. Now I noticed that some people, especially Nigerians, when they are looking for international job, they go and tell their life history. No one, oyibo no care. They don't give a hoot. Waiting, what? They don't care about how you feel, how your country is falling apart. They don't care if your whole family is dead and you need to run away. That's not what they care. They need to know what are they going to benefit from you
Exactly.
as an employee. What is it that you have that you want to sell to them?
Mm.
It's not sentiment. So you see some Nigerians, when they write something, even when they write me email,
Yeah,
you
I've
tell
experienced
me,
that. They will
you
tell me
tell
their
me about
generational
all
family
these
problem.
things. You tell me about this thing. Oh, sister, help me. This that happened to me. This you are not even telling me your qualification. You are not telling me the experience. You are not telling me how you want to jump out to Australia. You don't have nothing. You're just telling me all these stories. When I finish reading it, then the question is, I don't even know this person's occupation. I don't even know the age. I don't even know the ambition. Just help me. Okay. That's not what Oyibo is. A white person is not going to listen to you. So I always tell people, if let's talk about the job availability. Okay. Some people will say, Clara, this is another trend. Okay. When you make a post, you see someone that will come there and rubbish it and say, oh, there is no job. I've been looking for job I've made 1 million application and no one is responding. One day, pick one person and ask them, people that make these comments. There was a time I decided to be picking them. I picked one person on my Facebook page one day. We talked about teachers. Okay, I made a video on how teachers are needed in Australia too. They are desperately in dire need of teachers. Like if a teacher, a qualified teacher, and a nurse made application today, that teacher will get it before a nurse. Just to
Wow.
tell you how they need teachers. So I made a video in December because I promised people I will make that video. They keep disturbing me. I was in holiday in Nigeria and I had to package that visa and video and release. But the thing is that they will still not watch it. Now, what some people do is they went online, go to Seek and start applying for job, teaching job. So when I made this video and reminded the teacher again what is happening, just because there was a new announcement that even teachers within 2-3 days their visa will come out if they go, through the right process. I'm talking about the right process. So I made a post on Facebook, and one of my Niger people came there and rubbished the post and said, this thing you guys are talking is not real. I have been looking for job every time. I said, okay, I pick you today. Answer me. Which job are you looking for? Teaching job. Tell me your qualification. Okay, he studied computer science and is teaching as a secondary school teacher, teaching computer. I say, one, you are not qualified as a teacher. Because I said, do you have any teaching qualification? No. Then computer, you're not qualified as a computer scientist because you're not practicing computing. You are teaching. Okay. So as a teacher, you are not qualified as a teacher. As an IT specialist, you are not qualified. You are in between. Now, if you want to go as a teacher, which is the occupation you are currently in, what you need to do is that you must do a skill assessment as a teacher. I had a comprehensive video on that. And easy peasy, you can do it on your own. Okay, because they always have a guideline. One thing with Australia visa is that you will see a guideline and sometimes they will attach a video on how you attach your documents and everything. The organization that will do your skill assessment will give you all the information and give you example and give you also video on how to do it. Then this guy, he said he will send me CV inbox. I say never. I'm not going to go to inbox. Tell me, give me your CV here now. Because when you rubbish my post, you didn't rubbish it in my DM. We need to sort this out here and now. I'm waiting. Be fast. So if you want to do your skill assessment as a teacher, this goes to all the teachers, whether you are primary school, secondary school. But if you are teaching English, please don't try it. Australia no Igbo now, they don't need you, a second language teacher, to come and teach them English. It's not possible. You and I know it's not possible.
Even the UK self doesn't need English teachers. That's the
Yes,
truth.
yes.
What kind of English do you want to teach people that speaks English for a living?
So there was a time English as a second language was in the skill occupation list as a scarce skill. That was far, far back. Now they don't need it anymore as a second language. They don't need those because those are people that teach foreigners and stuff. Okay. But as a teacher, what you need to do is to do skill assessment. But before you do skill assessment, you must make sure that you're qualified. What do they need? They need a degree. That boy has a degree, has a BSc in computer science. But what he doesn't have is a teaching qualification. So the requirement is that you must have a bachelor degree and also a teaching qualification, which means if you've gone to university and have a B.Ed, you are qualified. But if you've gone to university and have a bachelor of arts or science, you must have either postgraduate qualification in education or NCE. You see that? Yeah. To back it up. And that teaching qualification, you must have teaching practice. So if you do masters by research in teaching, while you have a bachelor degree that is not education, you are not qualified because that masters by research doesn't have teaching practice. You see the problem? If you go and do masters in education in admin, because you want to be inside education, because you don't have a first degree in education, you are failing yourself. You are going into admin, not into teaching. Does it make sense? So the teaching qualification you have must have a teaching practice component in it. They are very keen with practical section of your learning because they want to know that you pass how to teach. You see that? Then, but this boy has a bachelor degree, but he doesn't have a teaching qualification. But he doesn't even do skill assessment, but he's now shooting to get a job as a teacher. And he's saying no one is looking at him. You see? So after everything, he apologized. I said, you see how you mislead people? Clara, you know why I decided to be taking them on sometimes is because there are some gullible followers we have that once they see those comments, they will fail to try.
Exactly.
So sometimes I try to tackle them because I said, can you keep this negativity to yourself and don't bring it here? Because someone will look at it and say, you will see people commenting under it and ask, oh, hi, where have you applied? What, it keep going on. No, keep it to yourself. And there is another one. I did a live like this with someone. I think one lady, one of our sisters in US, and somebody came and commented that he's been looking for. I said, tell me what you've been looking for. This person studied admin, secretarial studies and stuff, but he's looking for a different job in Australia. I said, how is it possible? You don't have qualification here. You don't have experience. Don't you know this is an international job? You think your brother or sister is giving you this job. So why are we talking about this thing? It's a process. If you are not qualified for it, it's either you leave it alone or you go and qualify for it. You said it that traveling abroad is a process. It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
Some people plan it for years. But you see people now and say, I want to Japan
No. Tomorrow they want to leave. Like they plan it this hour, tomorrow they expect it to work, bam, and leave. I don't blame
one day I was trying to coach someone into Canada Express entry, and the person is telling me, so this thing is going to take more than 1 year. I say, sure. So you don't know. He said, but people are leaving. I said, those people that are leaving, they don't tell you. They only tell you when their visa is out. They tell you they have applied for Canada. Yes. They tell you they've applied for Canada because it looks somehow that they just left. So when their visa is out, that's when they tell people, oh, we have applied for Canada visa. We're waiting for it. But they are now selling off their stuff and getting ready. So in the next few weeks or months, they go, and you think it was between the time they told you and the time they traveled. No.
Very true.
No, it's years back. People have stayed 2-3 years waiting for this visa, and now you want it now because your neighbor told you, and after 1 month your neighbor has gone to Canada. No, it's not like that now. Okay,
Another.
so
Okay, you go on.
if you are not qualified for it now, I say to people, gather information. If you are not qualified for it now, work towards it now. Nothing prevents you. Work towards it. Now I see people in the university. You see people, there are people, if you really want to migrate and you know you have a skill occupation that is scarce in some certain countries, now you know the kind of experience they need, so that after graduation, you will try to work in those sectors that will qualify you. You are planning your migration. You don't just wait. After 2 years, you have wasted your time working in a wrong company, or getting your pay in your hand instead of asking them to pay you in the bank, because you did not plan. Then everything is correct, but you cannot prove your experience.
Jane, what you are giving now, you are giving people free session. Oh. This is what people pay to come and hear or learn. People pay people. Yeah, people actually pay people to hear this, because now,
You are
I
right.
thought when we were doing this video, I thought it was just to show employer, like, straight to the point. But you are giving them advice, you are giving them the step-by-step process. Like, how much are we going to pay you after this live session? Because
Okay, my sister, we just, this thing is, it makes me emotional, but I got you. I got you. When I see people, Clara, I've seen our people being duped in millions.
Tell me.
This is raw fact. Names in my DM. And some of them have warned them, even when they come back to pay their balance, I say to them, do not pay this balance. It is fake. You know what they do? They will clear some of the data and tell them your visa is out, or yeah, pay the balance. And everything in them would doubt me. But some of them will still come back and say, ma'am, it's true. It's fake. Some of them will just disappear or block, or yeah, the pain is too much. But we keep creating awareness anyway. Australia visa is possible. It is still happening. People are coming in numbers. Okay. Now, another thing is that our immigration year stops every June. So if you're planning for another migration year, which will start in July, you get yourself ready so that when you start shooting. Okay. So if you need a job in Australia, make sure you are qualified for the job. Make sure your CV is juicy. You can ask for the CV revamping, look for services that will do it for you, or you can figure it out yourself by online help and all the online tools to sort it out. Then go for the job you are qualified for. When you go online to search for job, even Google search will lead you to all the websites that shows legit Australia visa or Australia job. If you don't know anything, you can say Australia visa sponsored jobs, list of Australia visa sponsored job or whatever in your occupation. They will take you there. We have Indeed Australia. We have Seek Australia. We have Jora Australia. You can also go to LinkedIn, or you just use simple Google and search. If anybody is asking you to pay for a job, it's fake.
It's fake. Anybody asking, yeah. So
some people, they will give them fake video. I say, your village people are giving you not fake video, not even video, Google call. I said, do you know that person could be your village brother? You don't know. So the scammers, they give them Google call. You know, you use the app and change numbers and stuff. I say, request for video call. But the thing is that there is no process. Clara, you and I know that a legit job goes through a process now.
Interview.
You can't just apply for job today. Someone call you today and tell you bring your everything. It's fake. It's not possible. You are not the only person applying for this job. There must be a legit process. They have to check these applications before they get to you. If you're qualified, they will write to you, move to the next process. But when it goes to personal, what is it that you're offering that they will be so keen to approach you today? You made application or you were searching for something online. You should ask yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So sometimes I don't know how else to say it. Okay. Looking for Australian job, there's a process. Make sure you look for the job you're qualified for. Make sure you are shooting for something. Make sure that you are not wasting your time online. If you're not qualified for it and you think you can do it, just go and prepare yourself and come back. Keep following people you are following on YouTube, online, everywhere. Keep gathering information and building yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. But how many? We've stayed 30 minutes here.
Yeah, so I wanted to
Which
ask.
other area? Yeah,
Yeah, I
please
wanted to
do.
ask. You've mentioned there are several jobs in demand, such as those care workers, be it you're a nurse or in any medical profession, construction
Social
workers.
workers. Yeah.
You mentioned teachers, and I believe several others. The Australian government have a shortage occupation list. Maybe we can open it for them here, maybe briefly.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
is there like a list where people can get these employers, like direct employers, instead of going online just to go and
Mm.
like
Okay.
on Seek and searching for those jobs? Is there
All
like a
right.
direct contact of these employers themselves?
Australia, that's like we discussed, because there is a list online when you say when you go to Google and search accredited um sponsor, visa sponsor. Clara, you can drop it in the comment section for them. But why I don't go through that process is some of those companies may not have vacancy and people
Correct.
got have their hope high. That's why I always go with looking for the job and seeing the ad. Okay. So there are lists. The list show you that these people are qualified, but the list is not telling you that they have vacancy now.
It just reminded me of something here in the UK, what we call licensed sponsor. Now, because that licensed sponsor is on the list, doesn't mean currently they are hiring. Yes, they've got the license from the government, Australia government, to say we are hiring, but do they have a vacancy opened currently? So I kind of support what you say. They should go and search online. But also that list would help them to try their luck. So the most
Yeah.
important thing I took out from this section today is that skill assessment is quite important. And that is where you come in to help people with the process. So guys, if you're ever interested to move to Australia, not knowing if you need skill assessment or not, then you need to go to Jane YouTube channel, just as displayed on the screen. J. Kenny's creation. Go to our YouTube channel. She has all the information. I mean, she lives in Australia. What she's going to tell you about Australia is more legit than what any other person will tell you about Australia. And I think I've gone to a level now on this channel, YouTube channel, whereby I say, if it's not full right information, I'm never bringing it to my channel for
Yeah.
you to watch. Okay, because I may feel like I don't owe anybody anything, but the fact is that I owe people something because they are
Definitely.
watching me. They are
Yes.
watching me. Most
Trust.
people are watching with their
Yeah.
data. It's so expensive to buy data
Yeah.
back in our countries, African countries. So
Yeah.
please go to our YouTube channel. She has all the information in regards moving to Australia. I'm going to be leaving our links, that link
Thank you.
for YouTube channel, Instagram account, and also other links where you can apply to those jobs, such as the
Yeah.
website she mentioned, and also list of the sponsor. You apply to them, you send your email, your CV through the email or their website. However, you don't just get excited just because you've seen the employer to just want to go and email them. No, follow due process. If you're ever confused, reach out to Jane. She's available to help you hold your hands throughout this journey. So if Australia is your main focus, you've looked all around, you feel like Australia is where you want to move with your family. And should I tell you something? In terms of getting permanent residency, Australia is one country that really gives out people like for fair. Unlike UK, whereby they will say you have to stay 5 years, do one job under skilled worker visa or care worker visa before they give you the permanent residency. Australia could likely give it to you within 2 or 3 years. I've seen that
Yeah.
happen. I did my research, and that is for a fact.
It's
Another
true.
thing I've also observed about Australia is that their visa processing time is also fast track. Now, getting that preparation, everything may take time. But once you finally get it, like you go to
Yeah.
jail, assessment, everything, you finally
Yeah.
get your visa processing time. I've seen pathway whereby 9 days visa is out, 14 days
You
visa
are
is out,
right.
15 days I've
You
seen
are
14
right.
visa is
It's
out.
the process, the preparation that takes time. But
Yes.
once you get it right, that's why when people ask me, how long will it take for visa to come out, I will ask the person, is it the preparation time or the actual visa application? Because your visa can come out in 2 days.
Yes.
But the thing is that you need to, for example, people that are going for permanent and temporary one, you need to get into expression of interest first. So that is when they pick you. That's when they will ask you to apply for visa. So the waiting period, are you counting it as when your visa is going to come out? Because it's only when they pick you up in that process they will ask you to apply. And once they pick you up, it means that there are a high chance that you will get your visa. So the preparation time is what takes time.
So
Yeah, you are right.
I wanted to ask something now.
Yeah.
Something very important. Can they move with their dependents? Because the truth is that most people who are seeking to migrate or move abroad through a job offer are looking to move with their family, spouse, partner, children. So can they move with their dependents?
Yes. Clara visa is a family visa. Visa 482, visa sponsored work visa. All Australia visa is family visa. All, including student visa.
Wow.
All of them. Okay. If you are going as a sponsored person, the company, if they want to sponsor you, they will sponsor you, but they will not sponsor your spouse. It is you that will sort the bill. But the visa makes the application for the family to move. You are coming to work and you don't need to show proof of fund because you already have employer. Wow. And even for other visas that are temporary or permanent resident visa, you don't show proof of fund there because you are coming, you have a work right. So they don't need you to show them any proof anyway. Yes, you go with your dependents.
Okay. So
husband, wife, children. Yeah.
Everybody carry. So is there a limitation on the children? I also saw something, if I'm being wrong, that there are some pathway in Australia, even when your child is up to the age of maybe 0 to 24, they are eligible to come with you. Is that true?
Is not. Is actually 18.
18, yeah.
It's actually 18. Yeah. But how do I put it? You come in, you can apply for them. Okay. But not exactly that time you are coming, but because when you come in as a parent, you can find a means to invite them or something. Okay. But not if they cross that age, not at the time of application.
Okay.
But you come in here, you will definitely find a way to sponsor your child.
Support your child. What of IELTS? That's the English language test. Of course, they need it, right? Do they?
Yeah. You can't run away from it.
Like all pathway, every pathway needs it in Australia.
Unless you are coming for a visit. Okay. And the thing is, it depends on your occupation. You may not be needing to write general or so, but if you're a high-tech or regulated occupation like teaching, nursing, you need to go high to 7 academic. Okay. They take other English like PTE, OET, and rest of them. So depending on the one you want to go for. And some visas like visa 482, which is employer-sponsored visa, the one we're talking about for carers and construction workers and everybody, they don't need you high. I think they need 5 or 5.5. Okay, and you are good to go because it's not point tested. Some of the visas are point tested like express entry, but that one is not point tested. So they're not counting your points. You're not using your IELTS to score a point, so they need it low. It's fine.
Okay, so can someone not just use English proficiency? Like here in the UK, we have what we call English proficiency. That is, if I have a degree, a university degree certification, I can just, do what we call NARIC ethics. They don't have it in Australia. It must be IELTS.
Wow. No, it has to be normal English test like IELTS, PTE, OET, or so on. Okay, unless you're from certain country, you're a citizen of certain country and you have studied like 5 years over there, like Canada, UK, New Zealand, US, and Ireland. Okay. So you are a citizen of this country and you have studied, not just like a citizen, you have studied like at least 5 years, of done your primary school, secondary school, at least, or you've done a university, tertiary institution, something over 5 years. Okay. Yeah. But if not that, you must write the English test. Now, for some study visas, for some schools, they will allow that one you talk about if you have studied your undergraduate in English. But the thing is that when you finish your studies, you will also need English to go for your postgraduate work visa. So you can never run away from it.
No.
Yes.
Wow. So, and what you said is true. I believe that these are English-speaking countries, not European countries like Germany and Portugal, blah, blah, blah. These are English-speaking countries. Definitely, they want you to show a proof that you can speak English. Because if an employer hires you now how can you communicate? Could you understand them? And some people make the argument to say, oh my God, I'm in Nigeria now, we speak English. Nigeria is not an English speaking country. Ghana is not an English speaking country. Zimbabwe is not an English speaking country. If
Yeah,
English is not your first language, I mean, that country official language is not English. It's not an English speaking country. So you need IELTS.
definitely.
Jane,
Yes.
thank you so much. I don't want to take much of your time. I know you guys are quite
You know,
busy.
it's night now.
Yes, you guys are like night over there in Australia, and I really, really do appreciate you. Guys,
Yeah.
please, I want you to do me a favor. You need to go to Jane's channel. If you don't ever want to be scammed, if you don't want to be in the wrong ends, you go to her channel. She has all the information packed for you. She's
And
also
subscribe. Don't just go and be stealing my video
don't
without
worry, my
subscribe.
people. I need to know my people. Ha. They love me. My people, this my people love me. They're not
I,
anyhow people.
I know it. I
Every
know.
people I have there, they have oil on their head. They are good people who want to, a difference in their life. So don't
Yeah.
worry about it. They're going to subscribe. They're going to like. They're going to do everything. What
Thank
I want
you.
you to do, please send me the links, necessary links, to leave it in the comment section and also
Yeah.
description, so
Yeah.
people can go and use those links easily. But truth be told, I feel like you're the best person for this pathway. I've been watching you for so long. I'm like, this one is my madam. I cannot approach her. Oh. Hopefully today you are just do this with me. So
Oh,
guys,
Clara, I'm not.
in fact, Disturber, whatever questions you have in regards of moving to Australia, Disturber, she's ready. Like she just gave us
Thank you.
a free session here whereby you cannot see anywhere else. So thank you so much. I'm going to let you go so you can go to sleep. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you. God bless you. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you guys for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't
Thanks.
forget to like, guys. Most importantly, don't forget to like this video. Share to your families and friends who are interested in this pathway. Most importantly, when you're sharing this video to them, share Jane's YouTube channel link to them. That is more important than even this video. Okay. So, guys, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you. All
Bye.
right. Bye, guys. Thank you.